Hello. So this is going to be a little quick effort. My first attempt with the mirror, just to see how that all goes. And basically what's going to happen here is I'm going to play this game a little bit in front of the phone, but then in another week or so I'll have my webcam, so I should be able to have picture-in-picture down here in the screen, and then I'll use these mirrors so that you can see the back and the front. So when I'm driving the front and the back, and I'll have a mirror on the ground, and I'll put the webcam looking down on top, and then you should be able to see. So I got a 6-pack of mirrors actually for $10 at Home Depot. So just a real quick demonstration. So I go forward, and I just keep going forward until I slow myself down, and right here I'm going back. Okay, and so here I'm rolling, and you can see the craft is responding. And then on the top side I have my up and my down, and my left and my right. And then on the right side is my look. So you can get disoriented in a hurry. And then, speaking of disorientation, so now that you've seen all the basic directions, the way to get best at navigation is to start off by trying to not be moving, and then you see here that little plus in the screen, that's exactly backwards. So you want to get really good at going forward, and then you want to be able to turn around, and you see the exactly backwards, and then you can go to that, and then you can point to your new destination, and then you can go forwards. You can use the brakes, but the brakes doesn't work in high powered maneuvers, so you need to get used to being able to turn around. So if you get all turned around and all stuff like that, and you want to be able to find your back and come to a stop like that, and that's going to be the most crucial thing that you can do. So now I'll just try to fly around a little bit and see if the stick motion is perceivable necessarily from the front. So again, when you're traveling slow, those brakes, they do work. It is kind of an art form to learn when you're racing, but when you're just gonna do basic navigation, racing is actually the wrong thing to do, because you get all out of control. So you want to just go with basic navigation. Oh, I got crashed into. So here's an example. I find my reverse, and then I find my new direction, and then I'll get going. Now really what you want to do is you want to drift, right? So you want to get figured out where you're going to go, and you want to point in the middle, and then you want to kind of get drifted. But you can see that it's kind of hard to do it. So you really don't want to do that as the first thing you try to do. So you see my lateral thruster. forget, but I think this is a Saturn here, so this is not an asteroid belt. This is Saturn's belt. Could be wrong about that. So might as well talk about it while I'm going to talk about something, but there is another common way to drive 6 axes on a computer. Not on a game controller, but on a computer, and it's called the Space Mouse. And it is pretty recommended by some parties, although just like learning extra joysticks, you would have to learn the coordination for high-speed performance. It wouldn't be one of these things that just because it's there, that means you can just do it automatically right away at a gaming performance. So what it is it's like a little joystick on a pad, but instead of just being able to push it forward and side to side and back, it can slide forward and back, it can slide up and down, and it can rotate in forward and back as well, and side to side. So you get all 6 axes on this. It's like holding on to something out in front of you, and then whatever you do, you twist it or slide it or tilt it. You can do all of those things, and then there would be a serious advantage to having something that's in one hand. It gives you all of this functionality, especially when you're trying to play shooting games and stuff like that. But you know, a game controller is a different thing, and you can see that I'm just holding the controller in my 2 hands, and really I can hold it in 1 hand. I can't use it, but I can't take a hand off, and I can just hold it. So if I'm maybe on the International Space Station and I'm trying to fly the drones outside of the ship, well, there would be some advantages to the portability of a little handheld controller for navigation. And another thing is, there's a lot of buttons on a game controller. So unless you are driving a full-on fighter craft with all kinds of targeting and ordnance, like in some of these games, you don't really need any buttons. I mean, a car only has 2 buttons, you know? It's got go and stop, and then a wheel. Alright, so that's already pretty long, so I'm going to go ahead and call that a video. I'll just go ahead and finish with this orbit right here. You see I'm orbiting? That's a move right there. That's a stunt. So I'm learning how to play these stunts. Not really. Another stunt would be like a flip. Can I do it? Haha. Trying to do this flip here. I lost it. Oops. I guess we'll call that a video.